welcome back to my channel. Today's going to be a very chill video. Basically, I've really gotten into scrapbooking in the past few days. I started this Freshers Year 1 scrapbook, which I'm so proud of. Like, I love it. I've literally shown anyone who cares to look. By the time I upload this, hopefully, it should be my birthday and I'm turning 19. Obviously, 19 years is quite a long time. I think I've learned quite a few stuff in my 19 years of life. So I thought, whilst I'm scrapbooking, why don't I just, kill two birds with one stone and film a video. The first thing that I've learned is that it's okay to say no. I'm a big yes person. I like pleasing people, but I've realized that it doesn't make you a horrible person to say no. Like, it's fine to just be like, sorry, I don't want to do that, or sorry, I can't be there. Just for your own, I guess, like, well-being as well. Just like not overloading yourself with too many things. It's something that's taken me a while to learn, because I just don't want to upset anybody, so I just feel like saying yes all the time. But saying no is okay. I literally haven't even started scrapbooking anything. What will I do first? I don't know. I don't know. Number 2, take each day as it comes, and I guess appreciate the small pleasures of each day. I find that I get quite overwhelmed easily, and I'm just like, I'm always looking for the next big thing. I'm always aiming towards something, and when I don't, I just kind of want to just fast forward time and just skip time. I need to also appreciate the little things in life. Like, there's no point in living with regrets, so just enjoying each moment is so important. Life will pass all of us by. Life will pass me by if I'm just kind of thinking, oh, what's going to come next? Like, even like with this quarantine period, I was like wishing for it to be over. But I realised that this is such a great opportunity to do so many things I haven't been able to do before. Like scrapbooking. I literally had no time to scrapbook before quarantine. And now here I am, trying to find stamps to spell medic ball. And I wouldn't be able to do that. So like, just enjoying each moment, being able to reflect on each day, not like wanting to just speed time up, is very, very good. So yeah, next one. Lists are your best friend. I love making lists. I'm a big like planner, so having like lists is so important to me personally. So I find that I can break down tasks that seem too overwhelming and too big into smaller chunks. So I know that, okay, I have to do this, and this. Okay, do this, tick it off, do this, tick it off, do this, tick it off. Fantastic. I literally made a list for today because I have quite a lot of things to do today. And I was feeling a bit overwhelmed, so I just thought, Wayne, calm down. Let's make a nice list. Break your tasks up and you'll be more productive that way. Cool. Next thing, be kind to yourself. I find that I beat myself up quite a lot. Like, if I don't get a certain grade, or if I don't... I can't multitask apparently either. If I don't like, get a certain grade, if I don't look a certain way, if I don't say a certain thing, I'm just like, oh my gosh, why did you do that? Like, why didn't you get that? I just learned that it's fine to just be nice to yourself and like say well done every now and again to yourself, and not like almost expect too much from yourself, because that isn't going to help me and it's not going to make me do better in the future. So if you aren't stressed out, if you're being kind to yourself, if you're understanding you can't be perfect, you can identify ways that you could get better as a person, and B, you can put your energy less into stressing out and more into improving yourselves. Like, there's kind of like affirming words to yourself. I feel so it's very important for just like your sanity, because I will go insane anyway if I'm just like constantly like trying to be this perfect person. So yeah, next point, social media can be a leech of all joy, and that sounds very dramatic. This is something that I learned very, very young. Like, well, okay, not very, very young, like I think maybe like year 8, year 9, especially in like the times when as a young teenager you're just like so concerned about how you look and things like that. It just made me very, very sad going on social media at times. Like, I just kept seeing lives I'd wanted to live that I wasn't living, bodies I wanted to have that I didn't have, and I stayed on that. I kept consuming all that content that just wasn't good for me, and I guess came to a point where I was just like, you know what, let me just take a break of social media. I think I did it under the guise of, I think, Lent or something. It was such a refreshing time, and you can like really like recenter your focus on like what's actually important for you in your life. Social media is great because it makes the world connected in a way it's never been before, but it can also be a very, very toxic environment. Just like constantly comparing yourself online can be very detrimental, and like knowing when to just take a step back and to look after your own mental health is really, really important. Next point, finances are so important. Like, it doesn't matter how old you are. Like, I've just started to realize the importance of just making sure you make the right decisions at a young age so you can be more financially, I guess, stable and independent in the future. And I think it's quite important, like, going to like the whole adulthood thing. I guess 18 doesn't really feel like I'm being an adult, but I guess like 19, 20, 21 feels more like adulthood. Looking into things like investment and looking into things like, you know, like an ISA, saving money properly, blah, 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 and like not just spending excessive amounts of money for no reason, because I'm the queen of doing that. Like, one YouTuber I've really been watching a lot is Patricia Bright. She's like mostly known for like makeup and like fashion, things like that, but she's also very much into finance and investing and business, and she has an account called The Break where she just talks about just money basically. And one thing like all these financial like YouTube pages and like articles say is that you need to initially make sure that your finances are so stable that you have like an emergency amount of money that can cover your rent or can cover like you know, your car breaking down or like your laptop breaking and things like that. You need to make sure you have like a minimal amount of debt, or you have like debt that you can manage very, very well. I don't think we talk about that enough in school personally, but then there are a lot of things we don't really talk about in school. But I guess thinking about that yourself and putting the time into research about it is important. Okay, I'll give you a little update on what I've done so far. This is my work. I haven't used any of this. Well, I've used the paints, but I used this. These stamps, it comes with a little like cushion of ink, but it's not really that good. So I just got some gouache and I'm just like using it to stamp on here. I'm trying to get like a whole like page. It's quite therapeutic, just stamping medic ball all over it and all over again. No, I missed that little corner. Oh well, it can be rustic. Anyway, next. You are constantly changing and learning as a person. The me now is different to me like 2-3 years ago. I can like confidently say that we're basically different people, more or less. Which can be a bit scary, knowing that like, I guess things you do in the past may not be things that you would do now. Like, I guess feeling like ashamed about it or whatever. But I guess it's beneficial because like you can learn from like past mistakes. Knowing that you're constantly developing yourself, constantly becoming, I guess, a better version of you, hopefully, is quite reassuring, because I guess it's almost like a reset button. Like you're able to learn new things and grow as a person and not be stagnant in your personality and in your mentality and your thoughts and your values as a person. Yeah, change is good. It can be scary, but it's good. Okay, next point. Stay in your lane. I kind of briefly talked about this with the whole social media thing, but comparison can be a real thief of joy. Like, if you're constantly looking at what somebody else has, if you're constantly thinking that you don't have what they have, the energy you're putting into, I guess, longing for what somebody else has can really be put into like improving yourself or working hard for your academics, your career, whatever you need to do. Like, comparing yourself is just never beneficial, because what someone else may be doing may just be their journey, and you don't have the exact same journey, so you can't really compare. It's like comparing an apple to a potato or something. Accepting the fact that your journey is different than other people's journey is just so, I guess, freeing, in the sense that you can just focus on what you have to do. That's not to say you can't learn from other people's journeys and implement some things into your life, but you can't directly compare your journey to somebody else's journey. Okay, next, a point. So even though for the most part it just feels like just this world sucks, it's bringing the racism thing into this. Racism will always be part of my life and it will always be part of society. So what's the point in trying to fix it? I had this question for a really long time, but I guess I came to the conclusion that even if it may seem impossible, it's always more beneficial to just slowly chip away at whatever you think is impossible, and to just keep going, keep trying your best. Because even if you don't accomplish something, you may pave the way for somebody else to accomplish it through your path. Because obviously we can't change the world as much as we want to, but just making those small steps, making the little impact that you can. So for example, like Martin Luther King, he didn't tackle racism, he was killed, but the small steps that he took in the grand scheme of things really paved the way and really changed the the way a lot of people treated at the time and even now because of it. Do you see what I mean? Like, just because you don't think you can make a big enough impact, the small impact you can make can have a snowball effect in the future, even if you aren't alive to see it. Okay, next point. Don't let people put a cap on your abilities. I really value constructive criticism. I really value when people like say things that help me become a better person and help me do things a different way to succeed in something. But when people are saying you cannot do something that you know you have the capabilities to do, look at what people say through the filter of, is what they're saying something to build me up or to pull me down? If everyone we know who's done something great listen to the voices of the people who are saying you can't do this, this isn't possible, we wouldn't be as a world as advanced as we are in terms of technology and things like that. Okay, next point. Enjoy whatever you do in life, whether it's like a subject at A-levels or university or even your career path. I find that whenever I'm passionate about something, whenever I really like something, I just naturally do better at it because I'm enjoying it. I can put in more time into it. I don't feel as though it's a burden. So for example, for GCSEs, I hated history so much, but I didn't want to drop it because I was too stubborn. So I just kept going, and like my grade was like okay, but compared to my other grades, it wasn't like as good because I just didn't enjoy it, and like my grades reflected that. Obviously, skill comes into it as well. If you don't enjoy something, you happen to be good at it, then fine, you may like excel in it. But for the most part, I find that if you don't enjoy something, the passion isn't there and the willpower to do it isn't there either. So yeah, just do what you enjoy and make sure that you're happy doing it. Next point, set boundaries. This is quite a vague point, I would say, because what do you mean by set boundaries? And I think what I meant when I wrote this was just like set boundaries like with yourself, set boundaries with other people in your life. That way you kind of learn more about yourself and like what you do and don't like, what you can and can't do in your own capacity. Well, okay, so if I expand a bit more, like, I'm a people pleaser. We talked about this earlier. I don't like people being annoyed at me. I don't like people not liking me. Oh, such an embarrassing thing to admit. Like, I will, I guess, put up a lot of crap just because I don't want to, I guess, discomfort somebody else. I've come to the point where I'm just like, I have to set my limit on how tolerant I can be of certain things that people do to me or certain things people say. Just because you want to, I guess, appease people and be a kind person doesn't mean that you need to be a pushover. It doesn't mean that you need to like let people walk all over you. And obviously, like, it doesn't have to be a rude confrontational thing. It can just be like, can you please stop talking to me that way? But yeah, the next point is be kind to other people. Be kind to everyone, regardless of who they are, regardless of how amazing you think you are. The biggest pet peeve of mine, some people are just rude for no reason. They're rude because they think they're better than people. They're rude because they have this like horrendous ego. But I don't know, I'll keep this short so I can talk about it all day. But just be kind to people. I saw this like picture on Instagram and they were like you only know this much about a person compared to like this much about their actual story. Like, you do not know what people are going through behind the scenes. I just don't see why you wouldn't be nice to people. Like, what's the point in being a horrible person? Like, it isn't good for you, it's not good for the other person. Like, there's just no benefits to being a horrible person, so just be nice. Next point, it's okay to be wrong. And this is something that is very hard to reach for me because I've got like, I'm very, very stubborn, especially in an argument or whatever. I just hate being wrong just because, who wants to admit they're wrong, you know? But it's good to admit you're wrong because not only can it just, I guess, ease a situation that could escalate, admitting you're wrong can humble you. You can admit the fact that you don't know everything and like you're still willing to learn, you're still willing to grow, and you're still willing to remove old ideas that you may have had. In a more practical sense, if you do something like in work or like in school that you know is wrong, admitting you are wrong can, I guess, prevent the same thing from happening again in the future. Okay, really quickly, I finished the medical page. Look at it, looking very cool and nice. So I'm gonna leave it to dry and move this to the back. What I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna make a nice sunset page. I thought that'd be quite a cute thing to do. I want to make a nice like montage of all the cute sunsets that I saw in this. Anyway, yeah, next point is self-confidence is key. The sense I'm talking about is in terms of like self-confidence in the way you look, because I think one thing I realized was that like unless my confidence comes from within, even if I have like a banging figure, I'm always going to find something new to just dislike about myself. I'll never be satisfied. That was an accidental Hamilton reference. So yeah, next point. Crying is a beautiful thing. Crying can be really beneficial because you can just like release all your emotions and let out all the bad energy, you know, and also have like the best nap afterwards. The fat nap you get after crying is unparalleled. I'm a very emotional person. I cry when I'm sad, when I'm angry. Like if something's really cute, I might cry. So yeah, I'm a big crier. Being emotional isn't a bad thing, and it's good to express those emotions no matter who you are. It's really good to do so. My penultimate point is that information is so important, and this is something actually my parents have taught me quite a lot, because I moved to the UK when I was 5, so obviously like we just weren't aware of a lot of things my parents had to learn through friends, through the internet. One thing they've found is that when you have invaluable information, it can really open a lot of opportunities that you just didn't know you had before. And even like as a very simple analogy, if you want to buy something and you don't know the information that there's a possible discount you can get, you're going to spend more than you need to because of lack of information. So making sure you just equip yourself for just every like situation in life. And the last thing, and this is something that I guess it's very, I'm a Christian, surprise, it's something that I guess means a lot to me. It's something I've learned a lot in the past year or so, but yeah, I think that God's quite a cool guy and he's a very big part of my life. I don't know what my life would be like without him, basically. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna do a sunset page and then put like a frame on top like this. I don't know if I should add like this on the background or not. It's just like old bits of cardboard just to fill in the back. Oh, maybe I can make it, oh that's good, I can make it like a panel so I can open it up like this. Yeah, oh my gosh, I completely zoned out. This is what I mean, I could not multitask, it was crazy. But anyway, oh ciao. Anyway, so that is the 19 things I've learned in my 19 years of life. It actually got a lot deeper than I thought it would. I wanted to be quite lighthearted, but I guess this was a good opportunity to, I guess, learn a bit more about me as well. Like, I guess my mindset at my ripe age of 19. If you just enjoyed me chatting and scrapbooking, that's fantastic. If you wanted me to do like a whole scrapbooking video, I'm actually properly like showing you everything I'm doing, then let me know. I'm actually exhausted. Like, this video has been stressing me out because I was just like, I wanted it to be up on my birthday, but if it isn't, it's, oh my gosh, that's so gross, sorry, I apologize. If it's up on my birthday, that's freaking dope. If it's not, that's cool also. But I'll see you guys next week. Stay safe and yeah. Peace out, A-Town. Choo choo, choo choo, ush, ush, choo choo, choo choo, ush. Feels like I've eaten sandpaper because I've just been talking for so bloody long. I think it's interesting because like with scrapbooking, I'm like reflecting on my first year at university, looking at the pictures and looking at the different things I did, and with this video I'm reflecting on my 19 years of life, so there's a lot of reflections going on. Maybe that's why this video is so deep.